Recollections of the Arabian Nights by Alfred, Lord Tennyson. When the breeze of a joyful dawn blew free in the silken sail of infancy, the tide of time flowed back with me, the forward-flowing tide of time. And many a sheeny summer morn, adown the Tigris I was borne, by Baghdad's shrines of fretted gold, high-walled gardens green and old. True Mussulman was I, and sworn, for it was in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. A night my shallop, rustling through the low and bloomed foliage, drove the fragrant, glistening deeps, and clove the citron shadows in the blue. By garden porches on the brim, the costly doors flung open wide, gold glittering through lamplight dim, and broidered sofas on each side. In sooth, it was a goodly time, for it was in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Often, where clear-stemmed platans guard the outlet, did I turn away the boathead down a broad canal, from the main river sliced, where all the sloping of the moonlit sward was damask work, and deep inlay of braided blooms unmown, which crept adown to where the water slept. A goodly place, a goodly time, for it was in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. A motion from the river one ridged the smooth level, bearing on my shallop through the star-strown calm, until another night in night I entered, from the clearer light, embowered vaults of pillared palm, imprisoning sweets, which, as they clomb heavenward, were stayed beneath the dome of hollow boughs. A goodly time, for it was in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Still onward, and the clear canal is rounded to as clear a lake. From the green rivage many a fall of diamond rillets musical, through little crystal arches low, down from the central fountains flow, fallen, silver chiming, seem to shake the sparkling flints beneath the prow. A goodly place, a goodly time, for it was in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Above, through many a bowery turn, a walk with vari-colored shells wandered ingrained. On either side, all round about, the fragrant marge, from fluted vase and brazen urn, in order eastern flowers large, some dropping low their crimson bells, half closed, and others studded wide with discs and tiares, fed the time with odor in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Far off, and where the lemon grove in closest coverture upsprung, the living airs of middle night died round the bulbul as he sung. Not he, but something which possessed the darkness of the world, delight, life, anguish, death, immortal love, ceasing not, mingled, unrepressed, apart from place, withholding time, but flattering the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Black the garden bowers and grots slumbered. The solemn palms were ranged above, unwooed of summer wind. A sudden splendor from behind flushed all the leaves with rich gold green, and flowing rapidly between their interspaces, counterchanged the level lake with diamond plots of dark and bright, a lovely time, for it was in the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Dark blue the deep sphere overhead, distinct with vivid stars inlaid, grew darker from that underflame. So, leaping lightly from the boat, with silver anchor left afloat, in marvel whence that glory came upon me, as in sleep I sank, in cool, soft turf upon the bank, entranced with that place and time, so worthy of the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Thence through the garden I was drawn, a realm of pleasance, many a mound, and many a shadow-checkered lawn, full of the city's stilly sound, and deep myrrh thickets blowing round the stately cedar, tamarisks, thick rosaries of scented thorn, tall orient shrubs, and obelisks graven with emblems of time, in honor of the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. With dazed visions unawares, from the long alley's latticed shade emerged, I came upon the great pavilion of the Caliphate, right to the carven cedern doors, flung inward over spangled floors. Broad-based flights of marble stairs ran up with golden balustrade, after the fashion of the time and humor of the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. The fourscore windows all alight, as with the quintessence of flame, a million tapers flaring bright from twisted silvers looked to shame the hollow vaulted dark, and streamed upon the mooned domes aloof in inmost Baghdad, till there seemed hundreds of crescents on the roof of night new risen, that marvelous time to celebrate the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. Then stole I up, and trancedly gazed on the Persian girl alone, serene, with argent-lidded eyes, amorous, and lashes like to rays of darkness, and a brow of pearl tressed with redolent ebony, in many a dark, delicious curl, flowing beneath her rose-hued zone, the sweetest lady of the time, well worthy of the golden prime of good Harun al-Rashid. 6 columns, 3 on either side, pure silver, underpropped a rich throne of massive ore, from which down drooped in many a floating fold, and garlanded and diapered with inwrought flowers, a cloth of gold. Thereon his deep eye laughter stirred with merriment of kingly pride, sole star of all that place and time. I saw him in his golden prime, the good Harun al-Rashid.